all. Welcome to Monday. You've made it. It's another Monday. You're here again. Let's go ahead and start with a few breaths. So sitting up tall or sitting however feels most comfortable for you, maybe rolling the shoulders out a little bit. Let's do square breathing. So let's do 4, 4, 4, and 4. And we'll do 2 of these. So let's inhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale it again for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I hope that has released some cobwebs. Put some cobwebs out of the brain, or just given you a good breath of fresh air, opened your eyes a little bit this morning. Last week I heard a quote. It said, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." And this was said by Winston Churchill after World War II. It was then that he and President Roosevelt created the United Nations. And by not wasting a good crisis, it's hard to say that World War II was a good crisis, or even that right now, the pandemic, COVID-19, is a good crisis. But he did not waste it. They did not waste it. They created opportunity in the aftermath of the crisis of World War II. It's important to give voice and recognize the anxiety and the losses the pandemic has brought. And it is equally important to wipe our eyes and recognize the opportunity that the pandemic has brought. Maybe your opportunity has been pressing the reset button on your occupation. Or maybe this has forced you to be quiet in yourself and to get to know yourself and your family again. And maybe this time has given you the strength and the time to process through your trauma and to fill up your toolbox with the tools that you need, like our breathing, the yoga, the mindfulness. It's giving you helpful interventions. Grieving these losses the past 8 weeks is very important. And exploring the opportunity that's left in those spaces where the crisis was, or where the crisis still is, but what the space that the crisis left. What are the opportunities? Exploring those opportunities. Exploring the space that is left. That is actually a gift. So my question for you today is, what opportunities can you explore? And I want to, believe it or not, because of previous trauma you may have gone through, and because of all the hard work you are doing, have done on your trauma, you understand traumatic reactions because you've had them. You understand how the brain works through trauma because it's been your brain. It is your brain. And so all this hard work has actually given you this sixth sense. And you may be one of the ones to recognize trauma behaviors in others. So as people are coming out of their houses, coming out of quarantine, emerging from their homes, we will be actually facing a new pandemic of people that have not been through trauma trying to process through the aftermath of this current crisis of COVID-19. And you have now become maybe some of the most important people and most equipped people to help in those areas. The dogs are playing. And you may be the one to offer empathy or sympathy or understanding in these areas. You have, again, this sixth sense, this other vision of what trauma looks like, and you may be able to recognize it in people that have never been through it. Careful, careful. Oh, they're much more agile than I am. They just like hopped over the pool right there. Anyway, have some joy today. Again, go outside, have some joy, find a laugh, find something funny. But let's go ahead and do a few more breaths. And I want to encourage you that sometimes that burden of having gone through trauma or still going through trauma or processing through trauma, it's a lot and it can be intense and it can make you feel like an outcast. But the tables are kind of turning. You are no longer the outcast. You are almost the expert. So kind of process that. Think about that a little bit. Let's sit up a little bit taller again, and let's maybe roll our shoulders. And then roll them forward. And then maybe drop one ear towards one shoulder. And if you haven't checked out yesterday's Sunday grounding, I actually dropped the chin to chest. Good. Lift that head center and drop over to the other side. I actually posted it late yesterday because it took a while to render on the computer. But it's about the phases of disaster and the crisis that we're going through right now, COVID-19. It's pretty interesting. Another good tool for your toolbox. Lift that head up center. Let's do a few neck circles. So drop the ear and then chin to chest and other ear. And let's do that again. Drop that down and other ear. And drop that down and other. Good. Bring that back up to center. Maybe roll that out again. Maybe looking over to one side. Imagine that you can take your chin over your shoulder, and let's take that opposite hand. So I'm taking my left hand to my right thigh and giving my spine a little twist. A wake up in the morning or afternoon or evening, good twist for that spine. Inhale it deeply here. And as we exhale, let's take this back to center and then looking over the other way. Chin over shoulder, eyes looking back a little further. And then taking that opposite, twisting. Inhale it deeply here. And on that exhale, bring it back to center. Good. Let's inhale, sweep our arms towards the sky. And exhale, press this down. And inhale, lift that up. And exhale, press this down. And inhale, lifting this up. And exhale, press this down. And inhale, lifting up. And exhale, pressing down. Good. Now let's go ahead and work on maybe making our senses aware. I am aware that this plant is pressing into my head. So working on our five senses. So what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel? What do I smell? And what do I taste? I don't have anything to taste right now. I guess I could put my hand in the pool water and taste, because it's salt water, so I could taste the saltiness of the pool. So that's grounding. And then looking around, a tree branch fell onto our garage, which I'm looking at right now, on Friday night. And so that brings me back to the present. I'm looking at we've got the branches off, but I'm looking at all of the pollen left there. So that brings me to this moment, looking at that tree and what that tree looks like right now. And then listening. I'm listening behind me. She's cleaning off her porch with a hose. I can hear the water running. And then smelling. I smell all of these bushes along here, the jasmine, or there's like orange blossoms around too, and then the lavender. I smell all of that, or the cut grass. I smell that. And I've got a dog at my feet, so I'm feeling Jake's fur and his weight against my feet. And again, like I said, for touch, I could put my fingers in the pool water and then taste that, and it would be salty. So bringing myself back to my five senses, finding my sight. What do I hear? What am I touching? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? So today, if you are getting anxious, if you feel panicked, if this whole process of getting out of quarantine, of moving into another stage, another phase of disaster, if it's causing you anxiety or causing you to dissociate or have a panic attack, think about your five senses and think about breathing. Like we breathed earlier, our 4, 4, 4, and 4, our square breathing. Breathing like that too, that's a great tool. So I encourage you today, Remember that you are seen, that you are heard, you are important, you have a voice, and you have a choice. And you can't control what others do or what others say or the choices they make, but you can control how you respond. And you can control the way that you interact with others and the way that you show truth to others. So I encourage you today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.